want to potentially floor, front wing, etc. into its suspension.
I mean, you're kind of helpless as a Formula One driver because of the speeds that you're going, but what did Alex say about the incident from his perspective?
I mean, his initial reaction is obviously frustration because he was quick, he was head up on Carlos, and his pace was looking good, and he needs this session. And in these sprint sessions, you get 60 minutes, that's it, and to lose over half of it is frustrating. Back in the garage, he's more worried about his mum that suspects he's going to have to pay to adopt a family of marmots, because that is a consequence of that.
Yeah.
I think he should. In terms of his pace, as you say, he was looking strong initially, but how representative do you think that session was?
I mean, neither of our car, because of the red flags and conditions, we couldn't run that soft tyre. So, and that soft's looking pretty punchy here. And the fuel is all over the place when you do sprint weekends. I mean, the bit you can say, is Mercedes quick and their update working? Yeah, they look pretty good and pretty handy. Is McLaren also up there? Yep. And Ferrari just behind that? More than likely. Where we are is, I hope we've made a small step forward again for Miami, which just gives us the ability to scratch for points.
Like most of us, you're on a weight loss campaign, aren't you, at Williams? It seemed, not you personally, but
personally as well, actually. Doing well. 4 kilos down.
Oh, right, well done, well done.
Thank you for noticing.
No problem. With regards to that, though, how's it going? I actually speak to somebody after Miami, said you kind of shed about 5K going into that weekend. Is that about fair? And have you managed to lose any between them?
We're pretty aggressive on the amount of weight that we're throwing away from the car. And the team has done a really excellent job. It was a poor winter, there's no doubt about it. What I determine and adjudicate us by is how we pull together and recover from that. So here again this weekend, we've taken quite a bit of weight off the car. So a big transformative item. But not just that, we've brought performance in rear suspension, for example, upgrades, and also performance in exhaust blowing. So it's definitely a part of our program, but it won't disappear until after the August break.
You say that in terms of bringing performance in the car, but also some big hires coming in. How much of a difference is that already making, and do you expect to make in the future?
Yeah, so we announced Piers just the other day, fantastic career at McLaren, and a really great chief operating officer coming into us to do similar role. That will really help transform us. I don't think it's been a secret. We struggled over the winter. We really got tested. A lot of teams got tested by this, and bringing strength into your team is only a positive. Then in addition to that, Claire, who was a brilliant aerodynamicist at Mercedes, has joined us. Steve Booth from Alpine, just bringing our design office together. Areas where we know we have not performed at the level that we need to, and we'll strengthen.
I just want to move on to the tweaks to the regulations for 2027 by the looks of things. 60-40 now, that kind of split. It's not really actually truly 50-50 at the moment, is it, James, between the IC and the battery? So what's your take on it, and what's your take on the way that the sport is reacting to this rule set?
So my first take is this. There are races this year. I'll put them in context. I was actually caught myself watching the screen in Shanghai when the two Ferraris were overtaking each other into turn one. Miami, for bits of it, was brilliant racing. And that's, I actually enjoy it. I like watching it. It's an entertainment, which we have to remember we are. We also have to look at some of the aspects of it, and we haven't got it quite all right. The drivers should be able to push flat out more. We're getting circumstances where they can't understand even why they've lost a few tenths when they're doing everything right. And that's what we are looking to rectify and fix. Now, here's the good thing about it. Normally, teams squabble and scratch each other's eyes out and all sorts of rubbish like that. We have got together really well, both post-Shanghai, Japan, and again, post-Miami. And the talks have been constructive. There's good direction of travel. I don't think we've got a final solution of where we want to end up yet, but we are recognizing as a sport that we just need to make sure we keep improving the product and get it into a better state from where we are now, but recognizing that the racing is good. Let's not hurt that at the same time.
But also with the drivers in mind, obviously they've had their opinions on it and what they feel. How are you keeping them motivated, especially with where Williams are at the moment in terms of results package-wise? Do you feel like you're having to also keep them motivated on top of the regulations?
So, the brilliant thing with this level of driver, it's motivation is not something I have to help them with. They wake up in the morning, want to come here and deliver everything you can. You have to reset, where are we going? The largest thing that I've been doing with Alex and Carlos is making sure they're aware of exactly everything that we are changing within the team, adapting within the team, bringing performance-wise here, and what the next 6 months look like, and how they can help. So Carlos was in with us on, I think it was Tuesday from memory, working away in the driving loop simulator, but it's not just there they can help us. It's through basically learning, understanding, and directing us in the right way. Alex will be in next week, but motivation isn't something I have to help them with. They will give the all out there today in sprint qualifying, and there's nothing that I can do to either hamper that or help that.
Just a final couple from me. What on your old teams? I know you were very actively involved in the Young Driver Programme when you were at Mercedes. On Kimi and the way he's performing this year? And
he was, I remember him as the 11-year-old. That was the first time I met him. An extraordinary character, had the confidence of an 18-year-old and the maturity of towards the late teens. In his junior series, what he did, and even in karting, to be double European champion and then go on to dominate, and I'm not talking win, dominate in Formula 4, Freck a very similar element of things. He always had that about him. He was confident and was able to deliver. Now, what we have to understand with Kimi is the team, I was not a part of it at this point in time, but still had chats with them. They shortcutted Formula 3 and went to Formula 2. Hell of a jump. It's a big, big jump. Sorry, that might not be a word you can use in Sky. Large jump. But then put himself in a situation where he needed time to learn and adapt in the F1 car. That's as simple as that. Look at any of the individuals coming in. His pace was there, but it wasn't coming together as one product and one package. And I think what you see now from Kimi is a lot more relaxed individual.
And I need to talk about George. Funny enough, one of the enduring images I still remember it to this day was when he was in F2 and you were in Bahrain and he got us to a bad start. And I remember you sitting him down and you were sat opposite him. I was watching on. I wasn't stalking him, but I was watching on. From
Sounds a bit stalkerish to me.
From the paddock. And you were giving him what for? I mean, you absolutely... I mean, that's the thing. It was a very honest relationship, obviously, you had with George. Knowing George as you do, how do you think he's going to respond at a track he loves to the threat of his teammate?
So first of all, the relationship I had with Kimi was the same I had with George. George obviously knew from when he was 16, so a slightly different age, but here's what George is. Incredibly resilient. When he gets knocked down, bounces straight back up again. Very structured in how he thinks and how he approaches things. And I have zero doubt about his pace, zero. He is absolutely able to do it. And you can see this weekend, he's come back stronger than ever, in my opinion. And I think what you're going to see is a duking it out for the championship. But with George, I think he'll make less errors, which will probably come towards him over time.
Another double points finish this weekend? Is that the aim?
I mean, I'll say yes, and then you can edit it out if we don't achieve it. But my goal is to do that.
Okay, well done. Thanks, James. Appreciate your time as ever. Right, let's head to the Skypad. Karun is there. What have you got for us, big man?
Thank you, Simon. I don't think I'm that big, but there you go. Or maybe I need to go on the